Hurry. Hurry.
There,
Hurry, please. Hurry.
Is anyone else there? Where's the gun?
Sonny, don't do it. Sonny, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sonny. I'm not trying to hurt you, son. Don't do it.
This is the twisted story of Sonny Kristopher Kim. Sonny was just a mild-mannered, somewhat nerdy, but very kind 16-year-old who was very close to his parents and older sister Ashley. But just 6 days before Christmas of 2016, Sonny disassociated and brutally killed his own sister. His family says that at the time of the murder, Sonny turned into a different person. They say his eyes were black, his face appeared unfocused, and his voice sounded like a stranger's. What makes an otherwise supposedly normal teenager capable of something this evil and truly horrific? Which psychological illness was at play that fateful day? Let's find out.
As far as humans act in weird ways, and me being human, I'm stuck on the same thing. Still, humans didn't act very smart.
Caller, my ambulance is already on the way. Okay? They are already coming. I need you to take a breath so I can tell you what to do to help, okay? All right. I need to move the gun. What do I need to do? Call me. Do not touch anything else other than what I am telling you to touch.
Somebody needs to open the door. I have units on the scene.
My son's trying to come again. Please. No.
James Allen Brazel is the man who made that 911 call before the phone was eventually handed over to his wife. He had been startled and shocked when he heard the sound of gunshots ringing out inside his family's home. He jumped up to find out where they were coming from, and he stumbled across a horrible scene. It was his 23-year-old stepdaughter, Ashley Kim, lying on the couch, seriously wounded after being shot. Her brother, 16-year-old Sonny, was standing over her while holding a gun. During the 911 call, Allen's wife, Nicole Brazel, was screaming desperately for help. She had just watched her son brutally kill her daughter without a second thought. And while this 911 call is obviously nothing short of disturbing, Sonny's interrogation by detectives later on is actually maybe even more disturbing. This is because he appears to be one of the coldest, most stoic, emotionless teenage killers that anyone had ever seen. Sonny was an incredibly intelligent teen. His IQ was estimated to be about 155 to 160. He was gifted in many different ways. He surely knew what kind of life would await him if he committed murder, and yet he did it anyway. Why? Let's start with the moment that the cops arrived at the scene of the Brazel house. As you can see, the house looked very festive and was all decorated and ready for Christmas. But the upcoming holidays were the last thing on anybody's mind at the time. Allen and Nicole would later detail what exactly went down on that fateful night. They remembered every detail.
Ashley said she was going to go to bed. Sonny was going to go to bed. He's been awake too all day and at work. So everybody was kind of tired. Allen was already, I think, in the bedroom. I think he came and told everybody good night. I went straight into the room. I just hurt and put on my robe, and I think Ashley was going to go ahead and eat some soup that I had cooked. As soon as I go to sit down on the bed, the light's already off in the bedroom, I hear what I think is firecrackers.
Nicole can't believe that one of her kids would have let off fireworks inside of the house.
Sonny being such a mild kid and Ashley being, they both were kind of like little professors, responsible kids. They got great grades in school. I know that I bought firecrackers for New Year's Eve. And I'm thinking, I cannot believe one of them let off firecrackers, because I hear Ashley say, Sonny, very surprised, in shock. That's all I hear through the door.
But the popping sounds that Nicole heard weren't firecrackers. They were gunshots. Allen, being from the country and someone who liked to hunt, had heard that sound before and knew what it was. He had used guns before. His first instinct was that there was an intruder and he needed to go protect his family. So he took off running.
And when I got there, I immediately saw Sonny standing there and he had a gun in his hand. Of course, I didn't know where he got the gun because it was a Christmas present that I didn't know about. So I yelled at him. I said, Sonny, I said, put the gun down. He was immediately obedient, as he always was. And he leaned down, he put the gun down, and I kind of grabbed him by his shirt and kind of scooted him or slung him over to the side up against the hallway there.
Allen told Sonny not to move. Then he and his wife turned to Ashley, who was slumped on the couch after being shot. While Allen ran to get the phone so he could call 911, Nicole was still trying to process what had happened.
That exact minute, I guess, Sonny bends down, picks up that gun again. It's on the ground. He's a little bit away from it.
Once Nicole realizes what is happening, she begins screaming for her husband.
Sonny, don't do it. Sonny, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sonny. I'm not trying to hurt you, son. Don't do it.
Sonny had the gun again and was trying to reload so that he could target his next victim. His father begged him not to shoot.
Sonny had ran around our bed to the furthest point away from the doorway. He was staring straight ahead at the door, but he was trying to change the clip in the gun, to change the magazine in the gun, because he had shot everything out of the first clip whenever he was in the living room.
Alan rushed over to try to take the gun out of Sonny's hands, but before he did, Sonny held up the gun to his dad's chest.
Where I was at this point in time, I was up right in front of him, and I was fixing to grab a hold of him, and he was just kind of staring straight ahead, and he just started pulling the trigger.
But because Sonny wasn't familiar with using guns, he put the same magazine inside that he had already used, so the gun was empty. If he had managed to get the right magazine inside, Alan would surely now be dead. But thankfully, he was able to get the weapon out of his son's hands.
So I snatched the gun and everything out of his hands, and I grabbed him and just kind of walked him into the living room and set him on the little love seat, and he was kind of looking over the living room where Nikki was still in there with Ashley on the floor.
Luckily, even though Alan hadn't been able to finish his 911 call before getting interrupted, emergency personnel had enough information to find the house, and they had already arrived at the scene. Someone just needed to go unlock the door so they could get inside.
Okay, hang on. Somebody go unlock the door.
While Alan goes to the door to let the paramedics in, and Nicole is trying to find a way to help her daughter, she happens to look up at Sonny, and that's when she sees something terrifying.
I'm doing this, and I look up. He's trying to unlock the door so then the police come and get a towel. And I'm frantic. His eyes are all the dark. Suddenly, now this is someone I've been with just 30 minutes. This is my son, right? We've all been eating and snacking and on a video chat.
All of a sudden, Sonny looks like a stranger. She can hardly recognize him.
Everything around here has become dark black, and the voice that comes out of the mouth says, because I'm literally hysterical at this point, I'm screaming, "What happened? Ashley, answer me," because there is no, you would think if a whole clip, right, there would be blood, right? There's none.
That's when Nicole hears a terrifying, bone-chilling voice speak out.
I'm screaming, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" I hear the most darkest, deep voice say, "She can't talk to you, she's dead."
And sure enough, when law enforcement and paramedics make their way inside, they find a horrific scene. There are bullets laying on the ground, and Ashley appears to be in very bad shape. She is rushed to the hospital, and Sonny is arrested and brought in for questioning. Tragically, it will later be determined that Ashley has passed away from the wounds she sustained. In this interview, which is conducted not long after the murder, you'll be able to see how calmly Sonny behaves after just brutally murdering his own sister. During the interrogation, Sonny will be referred to by his middle name, which is Christopher.
Hey, Christopher. Hey, my name's Josh. I'm calling Josh. I'm an investigator with Columbia County. How you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Even though Sonny was only 16 years old at the time, Georgia law allows investigators to interview minors that have been lawfully arrested to be questioned without their parents present or without their parents' consent. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that Sonny is about to say can be used in court against him.
Tell me about your sister.
Ashley Kim. I believe she was 22-ish. She lived in Colorado. She recently broke up, lost her job, broke up with boyfriend, I think his name is, who it is? She came back over here for Christmas.
It sounds like Sonny is just making small talk, not telling the detective about the person whose life he just ended.
As far as Ashley goes, that's it. Any particular information?
Even though Sonny doesn't yet know his sister is officially dead, he is still talking about her in the past tense.
Has she been in town long?
Only for a few days.
When did she move out of Colorado?
I believe it was about a year ago-ish. And then she got a job, I think, as a secretary, something around this one. Yeah, I think as a secretary. paperwork stuff.
Still, Sonny appears to be perfectly calm and not the least bit emotional. The investigator switches up the conversation by asking Sonny about himself to see if his tone changes at all.
From what I gather, you have a job, you work, and you've already kind of graduated high school.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
16 years old, male.
It's almost like Sonny is detached from everything and talking about himself in the third person.
Where'd you go to high school?
I was homeschooled for the most part.
Okay. And then you finished up and taking some classes at GMC?
Yep.
Right. And do you have a job?
Yes.
Where do you work?
Computer exchange.
Do you really?
Yes, on Washington Road.
Been there a couple times. Really nice. Good service over there.
Sonny is still making really intense eye contact with the interviewer. Most people who just murdered someone would have trouble looking anyone in the eye, but Sonny doesn't seem to be experiencing any shame for what he's done.
I wanted to talk to you about the events that happened tonight, okay? Can you walk me through everything that happened tonight, Christopher? Kind of start at the beginning?
Sure. So I suppose the beginning is yes. Well, a bit of pretext, I suppose.
Okay.
We had planned to get my father a new 1911 .45 caliber pistol. About a week ago, we picked it up from the academy. We were hiding in Milo until we could package it and put it under the tree.
Sonny would end up using the gun, an intended Christmas present for his dad, to nearly take his life.
Basically, well, not yesterday night, but earlier, what do you mean?
Couple hours ago?
Yeah, a couple hours ago. It's not.
Sonny acts like he can't really remember when the incident happened. It's like he's totally detached.
Walked out of the room with the gun loaded. First magazine was the one with the extended grip, 8 rounds in it. Well, there was 7 rounds in it and one in the chamber, and then the second mag in my left pocket. This one here was 7 rounds in it.
In your left pocket?
Yes.
Front pocket or back pocket?
Front pocket, good. I also had a pair of gloves on. Yes, a pair of work gloves-ish.
As you can see, Sonny is an extremely detail-oriented person. He remembers every detail that went into the attack on his family.
After that, I walked out to the living room and I turned left. I saw my sister and I put about 8 rounds into her chest from here, torso.
Even when describing the moment he shot his sister in cold blood, Sonny remained completely emotionless and cold.
After that, both of my parents ran from their bedroom door. I came up the third line door, held both the gun and the magazine in my hands, and then dropped them on the floor while they were watching me after they come out. My mother rushed to my sister's body. My father started calling 911 or 911.
Sonny describes the moment he notices his dad left the gun on the ground, and he decides to try to continue with the plan.
And once they did that, so the gun was left on the ground. Maybe about 10 to 20 seconds after he started calling, he walked away, and I went for the gun and grabbed the extra magazine from my pocket. However, I'm not very skilled in firearms, so I didn't load the magazine correctly and was able to chamber it around.
He couldn't be more casual as he talks about holding the gun to his father's chest.
Attempted to shoot my father once, and then I feigned putting the gun down and then tried to shoot him again. Not very good at firearms, so I wasn't able to kill him. But after that, just took the gun away from me.
Next, Sonny recalls the moment that the cops came to arrest him and take him into custody.
I sat back down on the couch, waited for them to arrive, basically the whole process of them, tending to sister's wounds. After she came back, she was pulled off on the ground. Yes, and then that's when the police arrived. I was put in cuffs and carried up to the squad car.
So Sonny has just described in detail murder, but he hasn't gotten to the real question. Why? What was he thinking?
When you were putting the magazine into the weapon and chamber the round, what was your plan?
Initially, my idea was kill father, mother, sister in order of threat. So. For some reason, though, I didn't go along with that. I'm not sure. Suppose I didn't really act the way I was planned.
This wasn't something Sonny just decided to do on a whim. He planned it out.
The idea was walk into the bedroom. Both parents were either sleeping or resting. Kill father, kill mother, and then walk out into the living room and kill her. Order of this magnitude. I forget the word, but anywho, that was the plan.
Even though Sonny seems more like a machine than a human, he seemed to anticipate that his humanity may cause him to make a mistake when using the gun, so he planned ahead.
However, I suppose humans act in weird ways, and me being human, I suspect we'll say the same thing. And why I wore the gloves is because I figured my hands would get sweaty being humans. Nervousness in humans and such, so I wore them so, I would be able to maintain my grip on the weapon and such.
There's no doubt that if everything had gone as planned and he hadn't been stopped, Sonny would have gone ahead and killed his parents as well.
However, still, humans didn't act very smart in a way. Basically, unloaded all the rounds. I meant to only put 1 or 2 in there, but I don't know, I'd never shot someone before, so they seemed like blanks. I mean, basically nothing. There wasn't any discernible impact or anything, so I just kept on shooting.
Finally, the investigator asked Sonny the question that everybody is probably waiting for. Why did he want to kill his entire family? Did he hate them? But the answer is pretty surprising, because there never was a reason.
Is there any reason why you want to kill everybody? I mean, did they hurt you?
No.
Have they made life miserable for you? Are they abusive to you physically?
Not now.
None whatsoever. There was no reason for it. It just.
I'm not gonna think of.
Good.
In fact, in a later interview, Sonny would discuss how great a life he actually had. There was nothing he had ever needed that his mom or stepdad hadn't provided for him.
My biological father left the country and went to Seoul, Korea, and my mother kept us afloat tooth and nail, and she fought for us. Prior to my incarceration, I was actively working at Computer Exchange and taking classes at TMC, and I was, I suppose, living a good life. I was always provided for, I was always taken care of, and I had loving parents every step of the way.
He had no complaint about his parents, nor did he have any complaints about his sister, Ashley. He even noted what a kind-hearted person she was. His stepfather would later say that Ashley was Sonny's favorite person in the whole world.
I have had a really wonderful set of parents that I don't think I could have asked for. I owe everything to them. Pretty much everything good in my life that they've been responsible for in some way, shape, or form. Ashley was the bigger sister. She had the kindest heart out of all of us. Ashley got a lot of our kindness. I'm not sure what I got.
Sonny had no reason for what he did, and the question of why this happened will probably never be answered. All we know is that on that tragic night, he disassociated from reality, lost touch with all emotion, and did something he could never take back. Sonny pled guilty to murder and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Parole will only be an option if he gets mental health treatment, which he has agreed to. As for his parents, they have forgiven him for the brutal way he ripped Ashley away from them. What do you think caused Sonny to snap? Let us know what you think in the comments.